Imagine this. You're digging through the couch cushions, maybe looking for the TV remote or that one Cheeto you swear didn't hit the floor. And bam, you pull out a dusty old penny. Looks kinda ordinary, right? But wait, it's a 1980 Abraham Lincoln penny with no mint mark. Now hold on to your slippers because that little copper coin, it could be worth up to $1 million. Yeah, you heard that right. 1 penny. 1 million bucks. That's not just flipping change, that's flipping your life. So stick around, because I'm about to tell you how that boring-looking penny could make you rich enough to finally buy a new couch. Or heck, a whole house. Alright, let's break this down. What's the big deal about the 1980 Lincoln penny with no mint mark? Well, here's the scoop. Normally, pennies made in Philadelphia in 1980 didn't have a mint mark, so technically, a no mint mark penny isn't super rare on its own. But some 1980 no mint mark pennies were struck with error varieties or in ultra-high-grade condition. We're talking mint state 67 or better. That's like a penny so flawless even Abe Lincoln would blush. And those rare birds? They've shown up at auctions with hammer prices touching $1 million. Yes. For 1 cent, the kind that disappears in your laundry every week. Why are these pennies worth so much? 2 words: condition and scarcity. Imagine if only a few out of millions were perfectly preserved. Like that one kid in school who always had clean shoes and perfect hair even on gym days. Same thing here. A super clean, near-perfect penny is crazy rare. And collectors? They go wild for it. Plus, some 1980 no mint mark pennies have minor die errors, double strikes, or off-center printing. And that just adds extra gravy on the value sandwich. My story. True coincidence or the universe winking at me? Now let me tell you about the time I almost became a millionaire with a penny. I was visiting my grandma. She's got this giant glass jar of pennies from like every decade known to man. I started picking through them just for fun. And there it was. A 1980 penny. No mint mark. Shiny. Almost glowing. I felt like Indiana Jones finding the golden idol. I ran straight to a coin shop. Heart racing, palms sweating, dreams of yachts flashing before my eyes. And guess what? It was worth $2. Yep. Turns out it wasn't the mint state version. Just a decent OL coin. But that experience taught me something. Every old coin has a story. And sometimes that story is worth a fortune. So what does this mean for you? It means that change rattling around in your cup holder might just be your ticket to millionaire status. Check those 1980 pennies. Look for ones with no mint mark, flawless surfaces, and if you can, get them professionally graded. .1 high-grade find could flip your entire financial game. And hey, if grandma's got a jar full of old coins, you might want to schedule a weekend visit. Bring cookies. She'll think you're being sweet. You'll know you're mining for copper gold. Now, if you enjoyed this little adventure into Coinland, hit that subscribe button like it owes you money, because I've got tons more videos coming your way on how to turn pocket change into profit. Like, subscribe, and drop a comment if you've ever found a weird or valuable coin. Who knows? Maybe your story is next. Hey there, treasure hunters. Let me ask you something. Have you ever bent down to pick up a penny off the ground, then immediately thought, why did I do that? It's just a penny. Well, what if I told you that a 1978 Abraham Lincoln penny with no mint mark could be worth up to $8 million today? Yep, $8 million for a coin that literally says 1 cent on the back. Still think pennies are just for piggy banks and pocket lint? Stick around, because by the end of this video you might just want to check under your couch cushions. Or maybe raid grandma's old coin jar. Let's dive in. You won't want to miss this. The mystery of the no mint mark penny. So, what's the deal with this magical little coin from 1978? First off, if you flip it over and see no mint mark under the year, congratulations, you might be holding a serious payday. Now usually, coins made in Philadelphia don't have a mint mark. That's not unusual. But here's where it gets spicy. Not all 1978 pennies are created equal. Some were struck with a unique error, ultra-rare copper composition, or freakishly clean die condition, making them extremely valuable to collectors. We're talking red luster, no wear, razor-sharp details, basically the coin equivalent of a six-pack in perfect lighting. Only a few known examples exist in this condition, and guess what? One recently made headlines selling for $8 million at a private collector's auction. I mean, that's more than some beach houses in Malibu. For a penny. Why this penny is so special? Let's talk about what makes this penny so outrageously valuable. First, rarity. Coins without any mint mark that are perfectly struck and preserved are insanely hard to come by. Most pennies get scratched, dropped, rubbed, or used to pry open a stuck battery cover. Don't ask me how I know. Second, collector frenzy. The coin collecting world is like the sneaker world, but instead of Jordans, they're obsessing over copper and die strikes. A 1978 no-mint mark penny with MS67 or higher grade, that's mint state, not a new wrapper, is the holy grail for Lincoln cent collectors. That it's not just about the age. It's the condition, the color, the detail, and the drama. And lastly, because the universe has a weird sense of humor, you never expect the ugliest coin in your drawer to be worth more than your car. But here we are. A relatable story you didn't see coming. Okay. Story time. A friend of mine, let's call him Joe because, well, his name is Joe, was clearing out his dad's old desk. Finds a jar of pennies, dumps them on the table, and starts separating them like a bored raccoon. He sees this 1978 penny. No mint mark. Shiny. Thought it looked kinda cool, Googled it, and bam. He's suddenly face to face with the possibility that this thing could be worth serious money. He sends it off to be graded. Long story short, that penny came back graded MS67 red, and yep, it sold for a small fortune. And oh, not the full 8 million, but let's just say he's not driving a 2001 Honda Civic anymore. Moral of the story? Never ignore your change. Because the next coin you drop into the tip jar at Starbucks could have been your $1 million mistake. So, here's the takeaway. That old jar of coins you've been ignoring for years might be your hidden treasure chest. And that 1978 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is not just pocket change. It's potentially life-changing. Before you toss out your change or hand over pennies like they're worthless, take a second look. You could be sitting on a jackpot and not even know it. Now, if you found this video helpful, hilarious, or even just mildly interesting, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button, because we've got more coin secrets, rare finds, and money-making tips coming your way every week. And hey, if you do find that $1 million penny, don't forget who sent you digging. Maybe send me a postcard from your new mansion or at least a coffee. Thanks for watching, and remember, every coin has a story, and some come with a massive payday. Have you ever looked at a penny and thought, meh, it's just a cent? Well, what if I told you one of those rusty old pennies hiding in your junk drawer could be worth $2 million? Yes, you heard that right. $2 million. For a single penny. And it's not made of gold, diamonds, or unicorn hair. It's a plain old 1971 mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny. The kind of coin you might have dropped in a vending machine and now probably regret deeply. Today, we're diving into the wild world of this unassuming coin that's turned everyday folks into millionaires. And yes, I'll share a little personal story where I almost cashed in, but didn't. Sad times. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll be checking your couch cushions with tweezers and a flashlight. So what makes this 1971 penny so special? Let's break it down, coin nerd style. Don't worry, I'll keep it fun. First things first, the S mint mark stands for San Francisco, where this beauty was struck. Now, normally, these coins are a dime a dozen, well, technically 100 for $1, but you get the idea. But not this one. There's a particular variety of the 1971 Lincoln penny that collectors drool over like it's the last donut in the office kitchen. We're talking about a double die obverse, or as I call it, the double vision Lincoln. Lincoln's face looks a little off. Letters like, "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date seem doubled, like they've been printed in 3D without the glasses. If you see that, don't scream. Okay, scream a little, then call a coin appraiser. Because if it's genuine and in top condition, you might be sitting on $2 million. Now here's the kicker, these weren't mass-produced. They're rare. Like finding a Wi-Fi signal in the woods rare. Relatable story time. A couple years ago, I was helping my grandpa clean out his garage. He hands me this old coffee can full of coins and says, "Take it, it's junk." I dump it out on the kitchen table, start sifting through, and bam! I find a 1971 penny. My heart jumps. I grab a magnifying glass and hold it up like I'm Sherlock Holmes. It looked like a double die. I'm pacing around the house like I just won the lottery. Sent it in for grading. Came back as a normal 1971 penny. Worth like 15 cents. Yeah, ouch. But hey, now I'm addicted. I check every penny like I'm on a treasure hunt. And that's why you should too. Now, let's say you do find one. What's next? Don't clean it. No soap, no spit shine, no wiping it on your jeans. Just don't. Get it professionally graded by a place like PCGS or NGC. A top-grade 1971S double die can sell for up to $2 million, especially in pristine red mint condition. Sell smart. Don't let Uncle Bob lowball you. List it at auction through trusted coin dealers or auction houses, and maybe buy Uncle Bob a new lawn mower afterward. That dusty little 1971S Lincoln penny sitting in your change jar could actually be a millionaire in disguise. Look for that S mint mark, check for the double die, and whatever you do, don't spend it on a gumball. Coin collecting isn't just for old guys with magnifying glasses anymore, it's for anyone who wants to turn pocket change into serious wealth. It's fun. It's kind of addictive, and it might just change your life. And hey, if you like this video and want more tips on coins that are worth crazy money, hit that subscribe button. You don't want to miss the next one. We've got coins that look worthless but can buy you a house. Drop a comment if you've ever found a weird penny or just want to brag about your coin collection. And as always, keep checking your pockets because you never know, the next time you reach for a penny, you might be grabbing $2 million. Have you ever looked at a penny and thought, meh, it's just a cent? Well, what if I told you one of those rusty old pennies hiding in your junk drawer could be worth $2 million? Yes, you heard that right. $2 million for a single penny. And it's not made of gold, diamonds, or unicorn hair. It's a plain old 1971S mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny. The kind of coin you might have dropped in a vending machine and now probably regret deeply. Today, we're diving into the wild world of this unassuming coin that's turned everyday folks into millionaires. And yes, I'll share a little personal story where I almost cashed in, but didn't. Sad times. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll be checking your couch cushions with tweezers and a flashlight. So what makes this 1971S penny so special? Let's break it down, coin nerd style. Don't worry, I'll keep it fun. First things first, the S mint mark stands for San Francisco, where this beauty was struck. Now, normally, these coins are a dime a dozen, well, technically 100 for $1, but you get the idea. But not this one. There's a particular variety of the 1971S Lincoln penny that collectors drool over like it's the last donut in the office kitchen. We're talking about a double die obverse, or as I call it, the double vision Lincoln. Lincoln's face looks a little off. Letters like, "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date seem doubled, like they've been printed in 3D without the glasses. If you see that, don't scream. Okay, scream a little, then call a coin appraiser. Because if it's genuine and in top condition, you might be sitting on $2 million. Now here's the kicker, these weren't mass-produced. They're rare. Like finding a Wi-Fi signal in the woods rare. Relatable story time. A couple years ago, I was helping my grandpa clean out his garage. He hands me this old coffee can full of coins and says, "Take it, it's junk." I dump it out on the kitchen table, start sifting through, and bam, I find a 1971S penny. My heart jumps. I grab a magnifying glass and hold it up like I'm Sherlock Holmes. It looked like a double die. I'm pacing around the house like I just won the lottery. Sent it in for grading. Came back as a normal 1971S penny, worth like 15 cents. Yeah, ouch. But hey, now I'm addicted. I check every penny like I'm on a treasure hunt. And that's why you should too. Now, let's say you do find one. What's next? Don't clean it. No soap, no spit shine, no wiping it on your jeans. Just don't. Get it professionally graded by a place like PCGS or NGC. A top-grade 1971S double die can sell for up to $2 million, especially in pristine red mint condition. Sell smart. Don't let Uncle Bob lowball you. List it at auction through trusted coin dealers or auction houses, and maybe buy Uncle Bob a new lawn mower afterward. That dusty little 1971S Lincoln penny sitting in your change jar could actually be a millionaire in disguise. Look for that S mint mark, check for the double die, and whatever you do, don't spend it on a gumball. Coin collecting isn't just for old guys with magnifying glasses anymore, it's for anyone who wants to turn pocket change into serious wealth. It's fun. It's kind of addictive, and it might just change your life. And hey, if you like this video and want more tips on coins that are worth crazy money, hit that subscribe button. You don't want to miss the next one. We've got coins that look worthless but can buy you a house. Drop a comment if you've ever found a weird penny or just want to brag about your coin collection. And as always, keep checking your pockets because you never know, The next time you reach for a penny, you might be grabbing $2 million. What if I told you that a tiny copper coin from 1970, yeah, the kind stuck between your couch cushions, could be worth up to $1 million? Nope, this isn't clickbait. This isn't a prank. This is real coin collector magic. Today, we're diving into the surprisingly valuable world of the 1970 D Lincoln penny, the one with the little D mint mark under the date. It's old. It's copper. And if you've got the right one, it's like hitting the mini lottery with pocket change. So sit tight, grab your coffee, and maybe a magnifying glass, because that coin you ignore every day might just change your life. Point 1. The basics. What's the big deal with this penny? Alright, so let's start simple. The 1970 D penny was minted in Denver. That's where the little D under the year comes from. Millions were made, and this is a big but, not all were created equal. Some of these coins were struck with slight errors or weird little details that collectors absolutely go bananas for. We're talking double dies, off-center strikes, and sharp, pristine conditions that make jaws drop. Now picture this. You're at your grandma's house, flipping through an old jar of coins that's been sitting there since disco was cool. You pull out a shiny-ish 1970 D penny, and it looks a bit off. Maybe the lettering looks a little funny. You shrug it off. Don't. Because that exact coin might be the one collectors are fighting over like it's Black Friday at a coin convention. Point 2. Why some 1970 D pennies are worth up to $1 million, so how can a 1-cent coin be worth 7 figures? It all comes down to rarity, condition, and demand. Point 1. Of the most famous versions is the 1970 D double die obverse penny. That means the front of the coin, good ol' Lincoln's face, was accidentally stamped twice, creating a shadow effect on the date or lettering. Now here's where things get juicy. A near-perfect version of this error coin sold for $1 million to a private collector. Yes, $1 million. For a penny. Talk about inflation. But here's the kicker, these coins are still out there. Some are sitting in collections. Some are in old piggy banks. And yep, some might be in your pocket right now. Point 3. A little story for you? The couch coin jackpot. Okay. Let me tell you a story. A buddy of mine, let's call him Mike because, well, that's his name, was cleaning out his garage when he found a shoebox of coins his grandfather gave him. Mostly junk, a few wheat pennies, some crusty nickels. But mixed in there, you guessed it, a 1970 D penny. He almost chucked it until he remembered I'm a coin nerd. He sends me a pic, and my jaw hit the floor. It had a strong double die on the date and minimal wear. He sent it off for grading, and guess what? The guy didn't just hit the jackpot. He hit the jackpot that hit back. His penny sold for just under $400,000. Moral of the story? Never underestimate the coins you've been ignoring for 40 years. Point 4. What should you look for? Alright, now the fun part, how do you know if your 1970 D penny is worth big bucks? Look closely at the date and lettering. If anything looks doubled, like it has a shadow or looks blurry, that's a good sign that the coin in great condition. No scratches, no corrosion, sharp details? Even better. Use a magnifying glass or even your phone's zoom camera. Sometimes these errors are sneaky. And if it looks promising, get it graded by a professional. PCGS or NGC are the big names here. A certified grade can take your penny from neat to need a new tax bracket. 5. But wait, there's more. Even if you don't have the $1 million version, many 1970 D pennies are still worth more than face value. Some with minor errors can go for $50, $100, or even a few $1,000s. Not bad for a coin that's older than email. And remember, coins aren't just money. They're little pieces of history, and sometimes they come with a surprise bonus. So, are you sprinting to your coin jar yet? Whether you're a serious collector or just someone who occasionally empties out the cup holder in your car, checking your pennies is 100% worth it. You might find a piece of copper, or you might find your early retirement plan hiding in plain sight. If you loved this video, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications because I've got way more tips on coins. Worth money, how to sell them, and how to start your own mini treasure hunt from the comfort of home. Drop a comment if you've ever found a rare coin, or if you're about to check your junk drawer right now. What if I told you that there might be an old, dusty penny sitting in your junk drawer right now that could make you a millionaire overnight? And I'm not talking about digging through ancient treasure chests or traveling to Egypt on some Indiana Jones mission. Nope, I'm talking about a simple brown Lincoln penny. Yep, the 1968 no-mint mark penny. One just sold for a jaw-dropping $8 million. $8 million. For a coin that used to buy a stick of gum. Now before you flip your couch upside down looking for spare change, stick with me. Because in the next few minutes, I'm going to tell you exactly why this tiny coin is so valuable, how to spot one, and a hilarious story about how I almost used one to buy a coffee.
No joke.
Let's jump in one. The mysterious 1968 no-mint mark penny, alright? So what's the big deal with this penny? Most 1968 pennies were made in Philadelphia, which didn't use a mint mark at the time. So if your penny from 1968 doesn't have a little D or S under the date, don't panic. That's actually normal. And here's the twist. Not all 1968 no-mint pennies are created equal. See, some of these pennies have a super rare minting error or were struck on high-quality copper planchets that make them stand out from the rest. We're talking about rich, bold details, perfect strike quality, and surfaces so clean they look like they just came off the press. If your penny is in pristine, uncirculated condition, it could be worth a lot. And I mean millions. There was one recently that was graded MS67 red, mint state, top-tier, collector's dream. That little beauty sold for $8 million. That's not just rare, that's life-changing. That's, I'm buying a beach house and a yacht rare point two. But how do you know if you've got one? Great question, my fellow penny prospectors. Here's what you want to look for. First, check the date. It should say 1968 no mint mark under the year. Good, you're still in the game. Next, check the color. A bright red copper tone is best. Not brown, not dark, not something that looks like it's been through a garbage disposal. Then, examine the condition. If it looks like it was chewed up by your dog in 1982, it's probably not worth much. But if it looks crisp and shiny, like you just got it from the bank yesterday, you might be on to something. And here's a tip, if your coin looks promising, take it to a professional coin grading service. That's where the big money comes in. A certified high-grade penny gets all the attention at auctions. Point 3. My almost $8 million coffee. Okay, story time. True story. A few years ago, I was cleaning out my car, and I found an old penny wedged between the seats. It was a 1968 no-mint mark. I laughed, flipped it, and used it to pay for my morning coffee. Yeah, coffee. $2 and change. Fast forward to this year. I got deep into coin collecting. Learned about valuable dates and grading, and then boom, I read about the 1968 no-mint mark going for $8 million. I swear, my heart stopped. I went back to that coffee shop like a man on a mission. Asked the barista if they ever kept old coins. He just looked at me like I was nuts and offered me a loyalty card. Lesson learned. Never underestimate a penny. Ever. So the moral of the story? Check your change. Check your drawers, your old piggy banks, and yes, even that weird pile of coins in your glove box. You never know when you're holding a tiny copper miracle. If you've got a 1968 penny with no mint mark, look at it again, closely, and if it looks good, get it checked out. That one little coin could be your ticket to early retirement, a dream vacation, or just a really, really good story. And hey, if you enjoyed this video and you want more tips on how to spot valuable coins hiding in plain sight, hit that subscribe button. We've got more coin secrets, money-making strategies, and hilarious stories coming your way every week. Don't forget to like the video, share it with your coin-curious friends, and let us know in the comments if you've ever found a crazy valuable coin or almost used one to buy a coffee. Have you ever picked up a penny from your couch cushions and thought, it's just a penny? Well, what if I told you that one single 1965 Abraham Lincoln penny with no mint mark could actually be worth up to $5 million? Yes, $5 million. For a coin most people don't even bother picking up anymore. Now before you run off to dig through your piggy bank or raid grandma's coin jar, stick around. Because in today's video we're diving deep into why the 1965 no mint mark penny is causing such a stir in the coin world, what makes it so rare, and how you could strike gold, well, copper in this case, without ever buying a lottery ticket. And trust me, this isn't your boring history lesson. I've got some laughs, real tips, and even a personal story about how a 1-cent coin almost saved my broken-down car on the side of I-95. Let's jump in. Let's set the scene. The year is 1965. Gas was 31 cents a gallon, the Beatles were everywhere, and the US Mint was in full freak-out mode. Why? Because coin hoarding was real. Silver coins were vanishing from circulation faster than free samples at Costco. To deal with it, the Mint made a few big changes. One of them was to stop putting mint marks on coins to discourage collectors from hoarding. So that's why your 1965 penny doesn't have a D or S mint mark. It's totally normal, or is it? Now here's the twist. While most 1965 pennies are common and worth, 1 cent, a very few have something unusual going on, like a different metal composition or rare striking error, and those are the ones worth serious cash. Okay, so why is one of these pennies being valued at $5 million? Get this, a small number of 1965 Lincoln pennies were accidentally struck on the wrong planchet, meaning the wrong type of metal disc. Instead of copper, some were struck on silver dime planchets. Yep, the machines had a little oopsie. That kind of mistake is like finding a pizza slice with extra cheese, extra pepperoni, and a diamond ring baked into it. Collectors lose their minds over this stuff. One recently verified coin had that exact error, and because of its condition and rarity, boom, it's valued at around $5 million by high-end collectors and investors. That's not a typo. That's enough to buy a house in California. Well, maybe half a house. So how do you know if your 1965 penny is a jackpot or just pocket change? First, look at the edges. If they look more like a dime, thin and silvery, you might have a planchet error. Second, check the weight. Normal 1965 pennies weigh about 3.11 grams. If it weighs less, closer to 2.5 grams, that's your first clue it might have been struck on a dime planchet. Next, the color. If it looks too silvery or shiny, it could be struck in the wrong metal. And finally, condition matters. If it's in great shape, no major scratches, and looks like it just came from the mint, you might want to stop what you're doing and get that thing graded by a professional coin grading service. Now for my personal story. I once found a 1965 penny while cleaning out my car, and let me tell you, I only noticed it because it looked a bit off. I jokingly told my buddy, "Watch this thing be worth millions," and we laughed it off. 2 weeks later, I took it to a local coin shop just out of curiosity, and while it wasn't the $5 million one, the guy offered me $110 for it because of a minor die error. I used that money to pay for a tow truck after my engine decided to explode the same day. So yes, that penny literally saved my road trip and possibly my sanity. Moral of the story? You never know what tiny treasure is hiding under the seat of your seat, so the next time you see a beat-up penny lying in your drawer or on the ground, don't ignore it. Give it a second look. That tiny copper coin might just be your ticket to financial freedom, or at the very least, a really good pizza night. And if you're serious about finding valuable coins, make sure you subscribe to this channel. We drop new videos every week filled with tips, tricks, and coin hunting hacks that can turn your spare change into serious cash. So hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and comment below if you've got any 1965 pennies lying around. Who knows, your story might just be the next one we feature. Imagine digging through your junk drawer looking for batteries, and instead you pull out a penny that could pay off your mortgage, buy a Tesla, and still leave you with enough for weekly steak dinners. Yeah, I'm talking about a regular-looking penny from 1964 with a little D under the date. You've seen a million of these, right? But what if I told you one of them is now worth up to $4 million? Yep, not a typo. $4 million. Stay with me because I'm going to show you what makes this coin insanely valuable, how to spot the jackpot version in your change, and how you could be sitting on a fortune and not even know it. Let's talk pennies. The kind that can make you rich. Alright, let's rewind to 1964. Gas was 30 cents a gallon, the Beatles had just dropped in from the UK, and the US Mint was cranking out Lincoln pennies like popcorn at a movie theater. Now here's where it gets spicy. The 1964 D Lincoln penny, minted in Denver, is one of the most common coins from that era. Billions were made. No, seriously, over 3.7 billion with a B. So why would anyone pay millions for one? Because not all 1964 DS are created equal. Some rare versions have double die errors, that's when the image gets stamped twice, slightly off-center strikes high-grade uncirculated condition, and even a few mysterious bronze-copper blend variants that shouldn't exist. One of these bad boys, verified by top coin grading companies, sold at auction for over $4 million because it checked all the boxes. Rare error, perfect preservation, and a collector's Dream. Now here's where it gets real. A few years ago, my Uncle Dave, you know the type, still uses a flip phone, thinks Venmo is a rapper, was rolling coins to take to the bank. He calls me and says, "Hey, can you look at this penny? The date looks kinda weird." I look.
1964 Double D.
I nearly choked on my coffee. Turns out it wasn't the $1 million version. But it still sold for $320 on eBay. From a coin jar in his kitchen. Moral of the story? Even if you don't find the $4 million golden goose, you might still find something worth hundreds or thousands. It's like a treasure hunt, but without needing a pirate hat. So how do you know if your 1964 D penny is the one? Look for the mint mark, D under the year. That's Denver. Check for doubling, especially on the date and Lincoln's eye. Use a magnifying glass or those phone camera zoom tricks. Condition matters. If your coin looks like it just came out of a bankroll, it's worth way more. Weigh it. A legit bronze copper penny should weigh about 3.11 grams. If it's way off, that's interesting. Get it graded. If you think you've struck gold, send it to a coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll tell you what it's worth. Officially. Don't start flipping every penny you find at the gas station. But hey, maybe do so. To recap, the 1964 D penny might just be the most valuable piece of pocket change you'll ever touch. It's the kind of coin that blends history, mystery, and a whole lot of cash. If you've got jars full of old coins, or even a dusty box in the attic from your grandparents, check them, because that one coppery coin could go from meh to millionaire with the right twist of fate. And hey, even if you don't find a $4 million penny, maybe you'll stumble on a $400 one. That's still not bad for something people usually leave in parking lots. If this video gave you penny fever, and I hope it did, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I've got more tips coming up on rare coins, what makes them valuable, and how to sell them smart so you can actually cash in. Turn your change into change, you know what I mean? So stay tuned, stay curious, and maybe start carrying a magnifying glass in your glove box. Never know when treasure might drop in your lap. What if I told you there's a dusty old penny hiding in your kitchen drawer right now that could be worth a jaw-dropping $2 million? Sounds like one of those too good to be true things, right? But stick with me because today we're diving deep into one of the sneakiest, most valuable coins floating around in America, the 1962 Lincoln penny with a little D under the date. Yeah, that D mint mark? It doesn't stand for don't bother. It stands for Denver Mint, and if your penny was born there in 1962 and has the right features, you might just be sitting on a retirement plan. Let's dig into what makes this penny so special, how to tell if you have one, and why collectors are practically drooling over it. And I'll even share a wild story about how one of my uncles almost tossed a rare penny into a wishing fountain. No joke. Grab your coin jar, pull up a seat, and let's turn some copper into cash. Point 1. What's so special about the 1962 D penny? Alright, so you're probably thinking, it's just a penny. How can it possibly be worth millions? Here's the thing, not all pennies are created equal. Most 1962 D Lincoln cents are only worth, well, a cent, but there are exceptions, and those exceptions are where the magic and the money is. The 1962 D Lincoln penny was minted in Denver, and they made a lot of them, like over 1.7 billion. But once in a while, something weird happens at the mint. A die gets overused, or struck the wrong way, or a double die sneaks through quality control. And when that happens, you get a rarity. A beautiful, bizarre little mistake that collectors go bananas over. In the case of the $2 million penny, it's all about a few key features. A super sharp strike, a rare double die, original red luster, and no signs of cleaning or damage. If you've got a 1962 D Lincoln penny in mint state, especially MS-67 or above, you're already looking at serious money. Now add a rare error, like a double date, misaligned die, or off-center strike, and boom, you've got a copper coin with more value than most people's cars. Point 2. Let me tell you about my Uncle Joe. Okay. Story time. Why Uncle Joe is one of those guys who tosses coins into every fountain he passes. He believes in wishes like some people believe in winning the lottery. So one day, we're at this park in Colorado, and he pulls out a handful of change. I notice this old-looking penny in his hand, and something about it catches my eye. It's shiny, red-toned, and has a D under the 1962 date. Right as he's winding up to make a wish, I practically tackle the guy mid-throw. "Uncle Joe, that might be worth thousands." I yelled out. He looks at me like I just told him Bigfoot does taxes. We take it home, look it up under a magnifier, and guess what? It wasn't the $1 million version, but we did end up selling it for just over $600 to a collector online. That's a pretty sweet trade for a coin he almost yeeted into a pond. Point 3. what to look for in your own change. So how do you know if your 1962 D penny is valuable? Condition is everything. The better it looks, the higher the value. Mint state coins, MS60 and above, are what you want. Check for doubling. Look closely at the date and the word liberty. If they look blurry or doubled, that's a big green flag. Color matters. Red pennies, that's the bright original copper shine, are worth more than brown or dull ones. Off-center strikes or other visible mint errors. Bingo! You might be holding a one-of-a-kind jackpot. And don't go polishing it like a car hood. Cleaning a coin actually kills its value faster than you can say, eBay regrets. 4. Where to sell if you strike gold. Okay, so let's say you check your coin jar and you do find a promising 1962 D penny. What next? Don't just toss it on Craigslist for $50. Here's a better plan. Get it graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. Post it on high-end auction sites like Heritage Auctions or Great Collections, or visit a reputable coin dealer for a second opinion. You want the coin nerds, numismatists, to drool over it, bid on it, and drive that price up like it's an episode of Storage Wars. So there you have it. The 1962 D Lincoln penny, a little copper coin with a big, bold payday hiding behind its humble face. Check your couch cushions, your junk drawer, your grandpa's dusty coin collection. Because believe me, these hidden gems are out there. People find them every year, sometimes totally by accident. And hey, if my Uncle Joe can almost toss away $600 into a fountain, maybe you're sitting on a small fortune and don't even know it yet. Smash that subscribe button like it owes you money. Hit the like if you learned something new, and drop a comment if you've ever found an old coin you thought might be worth something. More videos are on the way with tips, stories, and real strategies to turn spare change into serious cash. You don't want to miss what's coming next.